Hello, beautiful people. Today we are making potatoes. We're making home fries. I already have my potatoes cut up. They're about a quarter of an inch thick. And what I do is I lay them out like this. I give them a little squirt with olive oil. Then I put a little salt. Sometimes pepper too. And I use a little onion powder. That's what I'm using. Okay, just a little bit. Just adds a little more something. I get the pan hot. Here we go, big flame. We get the pan hot, and in the pan I have a couple squirts of olive oil and butter. I use butter because it adds a little flavoring, a little more flavor to the potato. A little pepper. Just a little. Oh, now I've done it. Okay. And this is Himalayan pink salt. I like Himalayan pink salt. I like the flavor of it. And you just toss the potatoes lightly in the oil. And the reason I do this is so that the seasoning sticks to it. It also, when you add salt to potato, it kind of brings the water out of it a little bit. So that it helps them kind of fry up. So when they hit the pan, they sizzle and get nice and crisp on the outside. Now I'm going to add. I like to prep my onions ahead of time, and I have done this for years, and I don't know what people are going to say about this, but I always keep frozen onions. I keep little cut up onions frozen, and I find this very handy. So let's put in a tester. No sizzle. We're not there yet. I find it very happy. I find it very helpful to prep my onions ahead of time. Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Okay, so yeah, we're getting there. We're almost there. And don't forget, you can test to see if your oil's ready with a wooden spoon we're putting in there. And if it bubbles, if that sizzles, you're usually good to go. If you see the little bubbles, but I don't. Oh, they're just starting. They're just starting just now. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna try to zoom in. See. It is a little. Whoa, where you at? Where you looking? Your direction. So you see how it's just starting to get sizzly down there. Yeah, it doesn't really show. So butter is funny because it doesn't really, oh, there we go. Yeah, so we're in the brown now. So there, now you hear the sizzle. So you put that in there, and you know, if it's sizzling, you're going to have a nice brown potato. If you don't like them brown, and I mean brown, not burnt, then it's on like a medium high, just turn the heat down, and that's why I use it there. This thing is so sensitive. Every single time. It doesn't matter. I can open the air fryer because it's right next to the air fryer and the heat and all that. It senses the heat and that alarm will go off every single time. It's so sensitive, which is good for our safety, but annoying for us and the neighbors. Because as soon as I start cooking, and it's just about every single time, and it doesn't mean that I'm burning anything, nothing's on fire, that alarm's going off. So you don't really want to crowd them. You want to make sure that, maybe every potato has at least one some surface area in the oil. And it doesn't use a whole lot of oil. Don't over oil, really. I'm going to cover this a smidge. I just want to vent it just a little bit. And you just let them chill out. You let them do their thing in the pan until they're brown. And then we flip them. Once we flip them, we add the onion. Don't add the onion before or you're going to end up with charred onion. And it happens. It's happened to me. I mean, life is busy. You add your onion a little early, and then before you know it, you got little charred bits of onion. And since I'm out of fresh onion, I only have the frozen, so let's test them and see how they're looking. They cook pretty fast. See how they're looking pretty good. Like this. And then what I do is, I have this pan here. It is clean. It's just very used. I got this pan from the Dollar Tree and I absolutely love it. It's just a little, what is it, 2-inch tall pan. It's little. It's perfect for 2 people. I put the potatoes in here and then I stick them in the toaster oven, which I have preheating, to keep them warm and to continue to cook them a little bit while I cook eggs, meat, whatever else is going with our breakfast. I like these. These have these tongs. If you look at the difference, so these are kind of flat and squishy, and I find that these kind of let stuff slip out of them. I don't like those so much. These have a great grip, and yeah, it's only the tips that are meeting, but it's a really good grip, if you can tell. It meets up well. I really like them. These, they're okay. I find them not as good as these. So, you can use, I got this from Temu. It's pretty nice. It's got a little bend to it. They call this a fish turner. I think that's what they called it. I was hoping for more of a bend, to be honest, but whatever, it's nice. It's got a nice little wood handle. And you turn. You turn before you burn. And this is why I prefer the tongs. And I know it's kind of tedious to do this. Now you can assess, since you can see the bottom of your pan, do you need to add more butter or oil? Remembering, you have pre-oiled your potato. Your potato already are seasoned and have a little bit of oil on them. So olive oil is relatively healthy, I guess, if you're going to use an oil. Look how beautiful and brown. Look at that. Look at the color on that. Beautiful. I'm going to turn these down. I'm going to walk in at the same time. So we turn them on, and they're getting nice and brown. And then we cover them for a little bit, and we're going to let them cook and finish cooking to cook the inside. I like to add a little onion powder. I feel like it adds just a little more flavor to the potato. You don't have to. You just go with salt and pepper. It's pretty standard. You do you. You do what you like to do. If you don't like it, don't use it. That's what I'm doing. So, but I find it just, it does. And you may find, I didn't used to prep my onions beforehand and keep them in the freezer, but I found it very helpful many, many, many years ago when I was raising my children, when my children were young. that I couldn't keep onions in the house. Like I was like constantly running out, right? You didn't get to run to the store and whatever. And I was like, I wonder if it's okay to keep onions in the freezer. And I'm going down the freezer section, and lo and behold, there's friggin' onions in the, there's onions in the freezer section. And I was like, woohoo, onions in the freezer section, we can. And I was curious, like, do I have to, like, hard cook them? Do I have to blanch them? Do I have to do anything special? Or do I just cut them up and throw them in a baggie, and that's it? And that's it. So I did it, I tested it, and you don't have to do anything special. You just throw them in there, and it's fine. It's all good. So, here are my onions. Just had my robot clean my kitchen. Good. Then, I like onions, so I just cover it. This is the first time that I'm kind of using these new vacuum bags with the onions, and they are kind of tight. Like, I got an onion cube. So what's going to happen is, because they're frozen, right, the moisture's going to come out. So we're going to cover them, and it's going to steam up, and that's going to help cook the potato. So put this back in. I squeezed out the air. And here, I have my machine. Put this on here, hit the button, and it's just going to suck out all the air. And I'm going to try to leave a tiny bit. That's it. And then, no freezer button, because it's totally sealed up, totally flat. There's zero air in there. I love this machine. I will attach it, Diane. Chef Preserve. I am not endorsed by them or anything, but I would love that. Chef Preserve, get in touch with me. I would love to endorse your product. I think it's awesome. Now, my man told me the other day he doesn't care for the glass containers as much, and I don't know why. I find them, I like them. I like them just fine. So this is the glass container. They're really nice. They're very nice containers. And you have to lift this up to be able to open it. It's got great suction. So you put it in there, you push this down, and then you put your little machine right over there, and then take the top off. So this is rubber, like a little rubber boot. You put that over, and then you hit the button. It will take forever to do it this way because it's completely empty, but it'll suck the air out. I don't know what's left behind. It's, you know, it's gonna take a minute. I don't know. It's stuck on there. Good. And then that's it. And then to open it, you can't really open it until you release the air. Isn't that cool? So I totally suggest this Chef Preserve system. He just saw it. I think he saw this off of, I don't know, it may have been one of those TikTok deals. Next thing I know, I'm getting something in the mail. So now we can turn them like regular, the potatoes. We can kind of get them all done. And now, if you want to season your onion with a little, you want to add more salt, pepper, whatever. We just want the onions to be soft. We don't want to overcook them. Although I have found if you don't cook them enough, then you'll be tasting them later, and that's not pleasant. Sorry, just keeping it real. So we'll just let them hang out, cook for a little bit more. And you saw how little oil I used. I used about a tablespoon and a half, and this is 2 medium-sized potatoes that I cut up about 1 inch thick, and they're half, so the bigger one was quartered. And then I cut them an inch thick. I mean, a half an inch thick. Or, I can't talk today. Let me get into my teeth before, my tongue before my teeth, or something. Quarter inch thick. Quarter. And consistency is key when you're cooking, because you want everything to be done right. So you want to make sure that everything is consistently like the same size. Now, I am venting out. I'm going to turn up the heat just a smidge to like a medium highish. Now you want to get to a point where you want to vent out the moisture, so that way your potatoes stay crisp. If you don't like them crisp, then go ahead and cover up. But I like mine crispy, so a little more crisp. So I like to vent it a little bit. The steam is still in there, helping the potatoes to cook, but it's not keeping them moist, if that makes sense. It's not keeping them wet on the outside, because potatoes have a lot of moisture. The onion has a lot of moisture, especially since I've had my own onions frozen. So this is going to help to keep them, to kind of dry them out a little bit and remove that moisture that's trapped in the pan, right? So you can kind of see, if you look at my pan, this part down here is clear, this side has water. So it's just sort of venting it out. And then these potatoes will go in my little oven. Okay, so they're looking like the color is looking good. The onions are getting just a tiny bit of that golden appearance to them. So now's the time when we want to transfer them into the other pan and put them in the little oven. And then I'm going to use this pan to cook up some eggs. Actually, I might use the other one. So that's what they look like. And then they go into the little oven, and I just have it I usually always have my little convection oven set at like 400. I know it sounds like it's crazy hot, but it's a little oven. I don't know how accurate they are. Okay, so I'm back, and I've put the potatoes in the oven, and I'm just going to heat up some, my honey got some of this Canadian bacon, so I'm just going to throw a few pieces in there. And these are great. They've become my go-to, these bags, I tell you. Zip it up. With a little plastic zippy thing, supposedly bag, but I don't hardly ever use it. You can kind of cook in it just like a medium-low heat, just to get a little brown on them. And then I'll throw these in with the potatoes. Just to keep them warm. I always, you can see what I'm doing, how far over, yeah. I always put my egg in a bowl. I don't want any surprises. If you've ever gotten a bad egg, they stink, man. So I always pre-crack my egg in my little custard cup. Sometimes I find Christian feeding the cats the little eggs. You see, I'm just getting a little brown on them. They don't take much. You want to kind of keep them light. And then I'm going to take them over to the oven. likes his eggs fried. So, put my melted butter in the pan as soon as that gets to the right. I will not be using that. I have to. I like to fry my eggs in bacon grease. Shh, don't say anything. I know it's terrible, isn't it? But, you know, what can I say? I gotta keep my girlish finger. Okay, so I can hear it sizzling now, which is probably ready. It's ready to receive. So we're just gonna put the egg in there. A little salt. Pepper. Just like pepper. He likes a double. He gets 2 eggs. So I think this is the second time I'm using this pan for eggs. So we're going to see how it goes. I think the first time I used it for scrambled eggs. So I'm at about a medium heat now, and we just like our eggs over easy. Yeah, there we go. I turned the heat down. This pan is super slippery, so I need a little assistance. Crack-a-lack-a. Turn the heat down a little bit. There we go. And we flip. I like crispy edges on my egg. And that I feel like you can kind of get it with the butter, but I feel like the bacon grease, when you cook in bacon grease, it gives it extra flavor. And I don't know, it makes me feel like my gram cooked it, and that's, you know, I miss her. So it's okay. If the butter brown, it's okay. So if you feel it, you can feel that the yolk, the white, excuse me, the white will get firm. When the white is firm, it's done. And that means there's no slime. Excuse me. Now we've got it. Salt. Pepper. It's very fine pepper that I'm using. Toast to go with his eggs. That's what he likes to do. This requires this is a super slick pan. So do it fast like that. With your wrist over a smidge. And then the fast motion helps. Again, we're just going to feel this because we like the dippy egg, the yolk dippy, but we like the whites not slimy. We like them pretty well cooked. I don't know. I guess we always say over easy. Well, we call them dippy eggs, but when you go to order it in a restaurant, you could say like over easy, no slime, and that's how we order it. I tell you, you know who makes really great eggs consistently? Every IHOP I have ever eaten at, and I've ordered eggs, I'm videoing, and you say the magic words, over easy, no slime, they come out perfect every time. There you go. Oh no, don't break, don't break. Come on, baby, you can do it. This is one of those green pans. I think it's a green ceramic coated pan. Please don't break. Okay, so I definitely need a little more butter for this egg. I just made this. This would be beautiful if mine look a little blonde. Whatever. Anyway. I was going on a trip one time. I don't know. I think it was back at the lodge market. And I came back home. And Chris asked me, like, baby, can you teach me how to make potatoes? I was like, sure. I guess he tried. It was unsuccessful. I turned my pan off. So just thinking, oh my god, your egg is going to be over. But no, it's not. Okay. So that's it. This is our meal. Bon appetit.